Hello again, sighted bestie. As promised yesterday, I am going to talk a little bit about spiritual communication. First, I'm going to have to talk about the things that, everybody finds the most boring. The physical and mental aspects and their tie to the spiritual. Yesterday, I alluded to some of the effects of the spiritual on the physical and mental, especially with regard to communication. Do you want to know how I tell the difference between my own thoughts and information that isn't necessarily coming from me? Where it's coming from. My thoughts come from the front. Just bear with me. Thoughts that are not my own come from the back of my head. Inside, not outside. If you're conscious and you're hearing voices outside of your head, that is a sign of mental illness. The information that comes to me that is not from my own mind, I will hear it inside my own head, coming from the back instead of the front. This, by the way, this clarification does not pertain to trance work. That is completely different, at least for me. In deep unconscious states, it's not weird to hear things outside of the head. With that being said, how would you know to distinguish that difference if you are so ungrounded within your own body that you don't know where your own inner dialogue comes from, location-wise? Just like, how are you supposed to tell the difference between your intuition and anxiety if you are so ungrounded in your body that you don't know that the anxiety comes from your chest and the intuition comes from your belly? I know that the concept of your physical and mental is mundane and boring and overwhelming and complicated and frustrating, but it's very important for your spiritual development. That's why a lot of these really high protocol spiritual paths have very real physical and mental commitments and requirements with them. If you're going to be doing a lot of heavy spiritual work, your mental and physical health and its maintenance is non-negotiable. I know how we love to joke about like drinking our water and self-care or the lack thereof. It's not a joking matter if your path requires it. Speaking of, I need to go hydrate. Maybe not the insight that you want, but it's the insight that you need. From somebody who's been doing this a very, 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 very long time. Almost 40. And I used to have to go run and climb into my mother's bed to go to sleep in the middle of the night because I would get scared of the spirits because they wouldn't shut up. I was 3. Don't neglect your mental and physical health.